Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to deal with a narcissist supervisor. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video on how to deal with a narcissist coworker and how to deal with a narcissist employee if you're the supervisor manager, or somebody of some supervision capabilities. Today, we are strictly going to hit head on how to deal with that supervisor. I know that some of you watching this video, you have a narcissist supervisor at your work site, and every single day you dread going to work because you don't want to deal with this person. You don't want this person to be imposing their authority, their control over you in such a point that it's just demeaning, and you really dread going to work. You feel that stomach just aching. You feel the sense of being nervous all the time when you're at work, and then when you're home, you're just relaxed. But then you're still thinking about going to work and dealing with this person. So let's talk about the best ways of dealing with a narcissist supervisor. And by the way, this is not legal advice, this is not professional advice. I'm just talking about ways on how I deal with a narcissist supervisor. So things that have worked for me in the past. So the first thing that I do is I acquaint myself with all of the workplace rules, regulations, with the labor code, every single law or regulation that pertains to me at that work site. I want to know what the rules are. Now, if you're telling me right now, I know all the rules of the workplace, I know the rules of my state's labor code, I'm going to ask you this. Well, how do you know? And if your answer is, well, I've been here 15 years, 20 years, 5 years, or 1 year, that's not a sufficient answer. What are you doing differently? Are you picking up the policy manual? Are you reading page for page? And are you just not reading, but actually comprehending the material and able to apply that information to real world situations, maybe situations that you're involved in? If you're not able to do that, you don't know the rules and regulations of the workplace. I would bet that the narcissist supervisor knows the rules and regulations of the workplace and knows how to exploit you because this person knows the rules and regulations of the workplace. If you don't know the rules and regulations of the workplace, then you are going to be treated unfairly by this narcissist supervisor who's going to take advantage of that lack of knowledge. Also, if you know the rules and regulations of the workplace and the labor code and every single code that pertains to you at the work site, you're going to be a lot more assertive. There's a difference between being arrogant and being assertive at the work site. If you are arrogant, you try to portray information that you don't have. You try to portray knowledge base that you don't have. But when you're assertive, you're confident that you know the rules and regulations of the workplace because you studied it. And people will feed off of that. The more confident you are, the less confident that the narcissist supervisor is going to be when this person is trying to impose their power on you. They seek out those who are less powerful than them, less knowledgeable than them. And they thrive on that. They thrive on that weakness. You ever heard the saying that knowledge is power? That is so much true. Knowledge is power. Gain as much knowledge as you can. So that you will be as confident as possible. Trust me on that, you guys. I have dealt with all kinds of people in the workplace. I've even had to have several of my cases litigated in court. And why was it that I was successful? Even at a trial, I went all the way to trial by judge, just to assert my rights at the work site, at the workplace. The reason why I won is because I knew the rules, regulations of the workplace. I knew the labor code. I knew the rules as it pertains to discrimination and retaliation. I knew that. And I took notes and I took evidence that would assist those types of claims. But if I didn't know the rules, regulations of the workplace, I didn't know about discrimination laws, retaliation laws, then I would not have won all of my cases. Number two, I want you to go out there and anchor yourself with somebody who has more authority than your narcissist supervisor. Maybe corporate, visit your workplace every once in a while. Maybe a manager who's higher ranking than this person, or who's in a position of higher authority. Okay? Maybe even a client. Okay, if your employer provides contract services, if there's a client or a clientele that they serve, align yourself with those persons. Align yourselves, not assign, assign yourself, align yourself with somebody who is influential, somebody who is political in that area. You do that, you're going to be a lot more powerful and able to combat the narcissist supervisor. Please, guys, trust me on this. This works. This absolutely works. I've hit rock bottom at places where I worked, and at the end of the day, I won. I've won several times. I won my life back. I won my career back. That's what you have to do. Align yourself with these people. Not all the time will these people who have higher authority, higher power than the narcissist supervisor, not all the time will they listen to you. It just depends on how you approach them. When you come up to these people, I don't want you to air your grievances to them. Don't complain to them. Nobody wants to hear a complainer. But the way that you anchor yourself with them is by showing interest in them. If there's a supervisor manager that motivates you, that inspires you, let them know that. Obviously, don't be that kiss ass, but tell them how much they mean to you, and also ask them for some of their knowledge bases. Ask them for some tips. I know there's a lot of proud people on this channel. I'm one of them. I'm going to admit that sometimes I just don't like to listen to other people. But ask for advice, ask for tips, not on your situation, but just tips in general. Maybe career tips. Like, sir, ma'am, I see that you are in a high position of authority. I value that. I just think that is awesome that somebody of your caliber is over here at this worksite. Is there any career tips or career path that you would follow so that I can follow in similar footsteps? Try not to sound too kiss-ass when you do that, but hopefully you guys can read along the lines and just show an interest in that person. After 3 or 4 visits or meetings with the person, that's when you start to slowly air your grievances. I would even ask them this: sir, ma'am, what do you think makes a good leader? What are great leadership traits? And then when you talk about that, you could slowly start airing in your grievances. Like, hey, I just want to let you know, and I'm just saying this because I care for this company. I want to be here for a long time. And I don't want to seem like the rat of the workplace, but this supervisor the other day did A, B, or C to me and to another coworker. Do you think that there's a way that I can resolve that issue? Like, what can I do as an employee to rectify this issue, rectify this problem, or just make this workplace a lot easier? What you're essentially asking is, hey, ma'am or sir, can you fix this issue? Can you fix this narcissist? That's essentially what you are trying to do. So, in conclusion, know your workplace rules, regulations, know the labor code, know laws of discrimination, retaliation. Take good notes if you have to. The more information that you have, the more knowledge base, the more confident you are when you have to be assertive, when you have to assert your rights in front of this narcissist supervisor. Then number 2, you have to anchor yourself with somebody who's in higher authority than this person. If steps 1 or 2 or solutions 1 or 2 don't work, I think it's time to start talking to other people, watching other videos. But if it just won't work out for you and you just feel like you hit rock bottom, You don't have to work at that place. There's so many other places out there that you can work that will value your experience, your time, and your efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, please press the like button, subscribe, share, comment. I'm looking forward to your comments. How do you deal with a narcissist supervisor? You guys all take care.